Today's topic is definitely a bit of a clickbait, but unlike other clickbaits, this one is actually true, right? And here I represent Legality. I am the co-founder. I'm here to offer a solution to help you disburse 30% faster. This is exactly what you want, right? I know that's what you want to hear. And during this conversation, we will see how it can happen, which will be easier both for your borrowers and easier for your team. So let me just start. The two heroes of any microfinance journey are your borrowers and your branch officers. For the sake of the presentation, I am just going to refer them as Bindu and Manoj. They are the heroes of any journey, any business that we are running. Bindu here wants the loan faster. Bindu wants the loan to be at a cheaper rate. Manoj here wants to disburse more because his or her targets are linked to disbursement correctly and without any fraud. That's Manoj's goal. So we need to see that any technology process that we adopt in microfinance, whether in India or outside India, they help our heroes, which is Bindu and Manoj, and that's the key goal. Currently, any microfinance process, at least in India, goes through series of steps. The first 4 steps are the KYC step, the underwriting step, and the group training step. This is mandatory in the way the business functions in order to ensure that the right set of borrowers are taking loan. And we are not here to change that. What we are here to change is step 5 to step 9. This is the flow which requires a lot of paper process, where documents are printed, documents are scanned. Physically, it is signed on every page by the borrower, by the series of borrowers, and finally, it is also physically stored. To make it worse, when your auditor comes to audit, you have to pull that document out from the millions of paper you have, right? So that's an additional step. The key question here is whether we can reduce these number of steps, which can improve your disbursement rate and reduce your cost. That's the key part. Let's see what Mr. Shiv Prakash, who's the CTO of IFL Samasta, says. The branch would need to make sure everything is okay and review documents to see if everything is in order. So this whole paperwork process takes around 90 minutes every day for each center. That's a lot of time spent on paperwork. And you will, of course, not be surprised to know that paperwork is not just in the JLG piece, right? Paperwork is also there in MSME loans, in personal loans, product loans, insurance documents, even your HR documents. When somebody like Manoj joins the microfinance company, he or she also has to sign an employment agreement. That also is creating paperwork and reducing the speed of growth of business. So, is there a solution to this process? And have we identified the right problems here? Somebody like Bindu, when she takes the loan, instead of a 5-minute process, she has to go through 3 to 4 hours of paperwork process. Very importantly, if she misses any document or signs it incorrectly, she has to once again be called to the branch, or she has to be visited again, disrupting her day-to-day work, and she has to sign it again. Big problem for her. Employees like Manoj are spending lots of time in paperwork, as we just saw, 90 minutes per branch every day. Can we reduce it? Because if we save time there, Manoj can disburse more, right? Or we will require less people in branch to manage a branch in order to disburse the same amount of loans. That's effectively efficiency. And third key part is the logistics of it, which is storage. That itself is a hassle. I don't think I need to tell anybody how much of a problem paperwork is at your own branches, right? Most significantly also is the RBI or regulatory compliance. Regulators do audits. Regulators want to know if everything is done correctly and the borrower interest is protected. So any sort of digitization or increase in disbursement needs to come with these 4 aspects in mind. Now, let's see if there is a better way, the legality way. Legality, when it comes into the process, reduces the 9-step process into 4. Once your KYC is done, once underwriting is done, and once the group training is done, all you have to do is provide a digital signing link to the borrower using the microfinance tablet or the agent's phone. The borrower on the same tablet will digitally sign it. Again, no paperwork, no pen or pencil involved. The microfinance company itself can digitally sign it automatically. So the branch officer does not have to sign every document. That's the second benefit. And the third, the signed agreement automatically goes back to the microfinance company and to the borrower. Nothing has been stored separately, and it's easily accessible. Now I know practically in the microfinance process, a key fact statement is printed and given physically, and that can continue to be the way. However, none of the other documents needs to be printed or even digitally signed. Only the key fact statements can be given physically, because that's how expectations of regulators are, and I'm not here to change that. But the rest of the paperwork can all be done digitally. Let's see what Mr. Murthy is saying, who's the CEO of Dwara KJEFS, another client of Legalities. Everything is clearly visible and easy for customers who did not know how to sign. Customers who for the last 30 years of their lives have never signed anything, written a word, suddenly we can't expect them to physically sign 20 pages and expect them to understand what it is. With digital methods, the comprehension is going to be better, the confidence is going to be better, where they know that there is a digital audit trail of what they have just done. Now let's see what are the solutions Legality brings, and I will just cover this very briefly because the actual meat is in the outcome. Legality offers Bharat Sign, which is 15 types of different signatures depending on the kind of borrower you're interacting with. Legality offers Bharat Stamp, where stamp papers are procured and digitally processed so that at branch level you do not have to maintain inventory. That's key for MSME loans and larger ticket size loans. Third, and very importantly for regulatory compliance, we have to prevent fraud. Today, everything is based on training the agent, whether they know the process properly, whether they have done the verification properly. We can automate this fraud verification using solutions like audit trail, geofencing, multi-factor authentication, and face match that ensures that at branch level, you know the process is working. Right? And the last aspect of it is compliance and security. Legality focuses a lot on compliance and security, and today we are used by 400 banking and finance clients so that you know that your documents are secure and they are compliant. Now, while I have said that we work with 400 customers, the actual meat is in knowing how many transactions we've done in the microfinance sector. This gives you trust. This tells you that we have been tried and we've been trusted, right? So in MFI's journey, we have done 2.5 crore transactions and we've digitized 1.5 crore documents. That's at a massive, massive scale. This shows we've been tried, we've been tested, and most importantly, the industry trusts us. The key reason for this trust is because we have uniquely tailored our product for the microfinance segment. I will just name a few specific features. One is the Aadhaar based signature. The key question here to ask is, how is the digital signature itself generated? The borrower has to key in the Aadhaar number, and just basis the biometrics or their face scan, which is done using a UIDI app, the digital signature is created. Again, you will notice they do not need the mobile number linked to their Aadhaar, which is a key concern in the microfinance segment. They do not even need their mobile phones with them. Only with their biometrics or with their face scan can the transaction happen, which is a very, very big win. Second, there will be certain segments of customers who do not have Aadhaar number. Using our Aadhaar first system, you can always ensure that 100% onboarding is done digitally. Third, there are systems in place where you have to ensure that the borrowing and the lending happens in a particular branch. We have geofencing functionality which ensures that particular sectors and branches are segmented so transaction can happen only in those branches. Very important. And last, RBI requires you today to converse with your borrower in the local language. So while your agent is talking in local language, it possibly cannot be that the signing flow is in English. That is just unacceptable today in 2023. The signing flow, including the document, has to be in local language. So if the document is in Marathi, the consent can't be in English, right? So Legality has built a local language flow that ensures in Maharashtra it's Marathi, in Tamil Nadu it's Tamil, and so on and so forth. That's very important, both for compliance and in order to give your branch officers and borrowers some amount of confidence. This is how the final audit trail of Legality looks. You can see on screen, you will have the image of the borrower, you will have GPS of the borrower, and you will have signature details of the borrower along with the name as per their Aadhaar ID and limited Aadhaar information that is permitted. This can help you ensure that the right person is signing it at the right place and at the right time. Nothing is more powerful than an audit trail created by Legality. And this is the outcome I was hinting at. 90 minutes in a branch now takes less than 10 minutes. High direct cost of paper takes zero cost. 30 disbursals a day can now move to 40 to 45 disbursals, effectively a good 30% jump. Storing has become very easy and almost free. And customers who were spending a lot of time in the branch now basically come and go very quickly. We can just play the video and see what Samastha has experienced basis legality. Someone has to get all these things resolved. And it's also the review and collating of these documents to RO. RO will call them and say something is missing. They identify our defects, lanes on that. So all those issues are gone, and I mean, all I have to focus on now is get the customer sign, resend the document, and then get that. The system takes care of everything. It's a long process, and that's what we cut down with legality. Loan documentation and the disbursement, the fund transfer will happen in the same day. When we look at the cost and the efficiency, it was a no-brainer, we need to move to these. It's been nearly a year since we went here with Legality, and it's been working absolutely fine for us. I think when a large microfinance says something is a no-brainer and it's absolutely working fine, that's high praise. He doesn't have to say it's working great. Just him saying it's working fine is high praise when at the scale at which Samastha or most of the MFIs operate. So we've had the privilege of working with them, and thankfully we've been able to demonstrate outcomes for them, both in terms of process and more importantly in terms of ROI. So this just brings me that the smaller the MFI is, the earlier you digitize in your phase, the better is the ROI outcome. So here if you see, a smaller MFI less than 500 crore is getting a 70x return on every investment with legality. A larger MFI, because of their scale, is getting a 20x return. And this information we've collated from our clients to come to almost an exact number. These are some of the MFIs we are working with currently, and we come pre-integrated with a lot of industry solutions that you already use today. I'll just pause here for 5 seconds. And if you want to get into details of how Samastha has digitized, I think you can just scan the QR code, which will take you to a case study. And thank you a lot. We have a booth there. If you want to visit and talk to us, happy to do that. Just to re-emphasize in conclusion, we are here to help you digitize faster, disburse 30% faster, reduce your operational cost. While today we are trying to do this for India, we are looking forward to doing this for the world. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sapan. So, just a token of appreciation from Sadhan, may I request Umesh Panigal sir to come on stage, who is a board member, and give a small token of appreciation to Sapan.
Thank you.
Once again, please.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Panigal sir. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir.
Sir,